papers, but they might need help on.
Sounds like a good idea.
So yeah, right now, like, the writing circle groups is where I see opportunities for small groups, and I would like to brainstorm where else in my class there's opportunities to pull small groups and when it makes sense.
I definitely think, like right now we're in the middle of doing like a process, right? And so we do have students who just need more time that are separated out. So I feel like it's a lot easier, at least like for me to understand what's writing and like where to do the small group. But I've always struggled with thinking about how do you decide for reading? Like, is it based on self-assessment or is it teacher assessment for a small group? Or is it like based on how I did on a reading assessment?
Well, that's what I did last year. I put them in differentiated groups based on math scores.
Yeah.
And then they did like 4 cycles of just reading their independent books and then talking about reading skills they applied while they read. And then they did a 5-week cycle of lit circles with that reading group.
But how do you decide if you're going to do the same kind of small group intervention like that Rose did in that video?
Yeah.
Like, how do you decide who you pull and when you pull? Is it like,
Right.
I think I need more time, so hey, can I
Well,
sit with you?
especially because we have the reading support class this year too, that most of the lowest readers are in. So, which doesn't mean they don't need it in another class too, but yeah, I'm not sure. It's hard. And it's hard to know like what that support looks like because a lot of reading support is one-on-one, so even a small group doesn't work as well.
I'm wondering what skills that they already are using in those spaces that can be replicated, so it's like there's zero instruction from you because it's like you're already doing this. So
Well, and that's what I think about in terms of Apply in general, is like I'm choosing these reading skills for the whole class that are supporting reading that I think could apply to anyone in terms of where they're at with reading growth. Yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting thing to think about, just like where small group instruction is needed. And I think part of it is the rest of the year is a lot more collaborative work. So one, thinking about the collaboration rubric and collaboration skills, and when to like intervene with groups that are really struggling in the collaboration stages, and what that looks like, and how does my presence help them.
I'm also wondering, as a department, what we can do to support students like across the years. Like thinking about the strategies that you explicitly teach, even if students had something to refer back to when we're doing SSR in our class. Because we're about to start the circle, so I'm wondering if there can be more.
I wonder if we could put it on like a bookmark, because that's what I used last year, was like bookmarks per skill, but what if it was like one bookmark with all the skills listed just as a reference point? Like, that could be cool.
Yeah, I definitely think so, because I think it makes sense for us to carry skills across. Because I think for the most part, a lot of what we do in English is pretty aligned from the different grade levels.
Yeah.
Writing-wise, like the writing circles that we do,
Yeah.
a lot of the peer source or peer grading, crowdsource grading, right? Like a lot of that I feel is really aligned.
Yeah.
But I don't know how aligned we are reading-wise.
Yeah.
Do you get that sense?
Yeah, I'm not sure. And I think, how many class novels do the 10th graders read? I'm not sure.
They read
Probably
a couple of lit circle books, and then they read one full class novel.
And that's like a question I have in terms of like springboard curriculum. Like, do classes need to be reading more full class novels together? I know that like Common Core kind of moved to more nonfiction texts. That's something that's like interesting to me just based on my own education. It was like almost all full class novels, but I do think that's like a Common Core change more than anything.
So they read 2 lit circle books, they read 1 full novel, and they read a play.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
like they get through like 4.
Because I wonder with like the reading skills in that way, and even like the play skills, and, like reading the Shakespeare, and like what skills are used across the grades for that. Is that something they do every year?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
Just with Shakespeare, since they do a Shakespeare play every
They do
year, right?
Othello.
But they do one Romeo and Juliet, Othello. I don't know what you.
I think Sandy did like The Crucible.
Oh yeah,
She did something different, and
Yeah.
then we do Hamlet in 12.
Yeah. So maybe thinking about like those types of reading skills, and then there's for whole class novels too. Like I know with To Kill a Mockingbird, it was a lot of like reading strategies and post-its and like marking where you're at, which I like. And like I use like the reading logs with Applead. And I like that too.
Yeah, we do a lot of reading logs in 10th, but
Yeah.
I don't think we do as many explicit reading skills.
Yeah.
So maybe even just providing the resources that they had in 9th and just saying, you can refer back to this again, right?
And it essentially was like repairing reading is one. Like, what do you do when you're stuck? Look up words, reread, etc. Leveled questions, connections, text to self, text to text, text to world, which like both of those align with each other. Synthesizing, like where do you like paraphrase and summarize and chunk and like make sense and make meaning and further meaning, like. And then what else did we do? There was like one or two more.
A lot,
Those-
yeah.
Those were most of them.
We do a literary analysis essay where it's mainly focused on conflicts.
Yeah, that
character,
I
and
think was the
theme.
last one. Connection to theme
Yeah.
and like bigger picture.
So their reading log has all those pieces.
Yeah, and I think that's where it
Comes
gets more
together.
advanced as
Yeah.
they get older. Is where you're bringing it back to author's purpose and theme. And those are a couple I want to add more this year. Is author's purpose and connection to theme, because I think they can do that as freshmen as well.
Yeah, I think we don't do as much of like in the moment reading support, but we do a lot of like the rereading in class and then
Yeah.
doing the,
Yeah.
like the post reading.
Yeah, I think like picking evidence and that skill of like when you read how to know what would be good evidence. I think we got it out.
Okay, cool.
I forget it's shortened today, so
What time does class?
break ends at 10:09, class ends at 10.
Wait, do I just push this button?